All right, it being 6:30, I'll call the meeting of the Oregon School District Board of Education to order. It's February 11th, 2019, and we're at the Oregon Senior High School Innovation Center. Could you call the roll?
Ms. Feeney? Present. Ms. Oderico? Here. Ms. Flanagan? Here. Mr. Pankratz? Present. Mr. Kraus?
Yo.
Mr. LeBrun? Here. Mr. Zach?
Present. Board has a quorum. Our agenda tonight is light. We had a couple items that went away. We'll talk about that when we talk about future agenda. We've rescheduled those. So essentially we have our consent calendar, any communication from the public. I see our OEA folks are here. Are you guys going to talk to us today? Because you guys are going to be here not very long, so don't get comfortable. And then we'll get an update from Brian on the budget, and then we're going to go into closed session and do a bunch of work tonight. So I will need a motion. Oh, I've got proof that the meeting has been appropriately noticed under Wisconsin Open Meetings Law, and that will be present if anybody wants to take a look at that. I'll need a motion to approve the agenda as posted. Is there a second? Dan with a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? We have approved agenda. Under that agenda, A is the consent calendar. Is there any item that any board member wishes to have removed? Okay. Then I will need a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda.
So moved.
I would note that we have two donations. One is from Chris Tower, a treadmill to the RCI OT PT program, and the American Library Association donated $500 for growing computer science resources, and we thank them for those donations. We don't have any contracts or policies on the consent calendar items, so we'll do a voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That carries. Communication from the public. Board Policy 180 establishes the opportunity for any member of the public to address the board, and no one's here, and those who are here have said they're not talking. Information items, OEA, nothing to report tonight. I told Becca not to come, tonight, just because we were going to be so light and she could utilize her time more efficiently, so. No action items tonight. Discussion items, anything from policy?
No, we do not have anything on the docket right now.
Anything from visioning? Okay, Brian, that takes you. Informational items, state budget update.
This will be really quick. I've had the opportunity to listen to John Forrester a couple of times from the School Administrator Alliance, and he has been doing some research on the proposed 2019-2021 state budget, and the position of the SIAA now that Governor Evers is governor is we're going to accept the proposal that he suggests, and the focus is on increasing revenue cap money and also increasing some funds for special education. I've heard the special education discussion has ranged. Right now, we receive about 23% reimbursement, and there's been talk about it going to 60-some percent. That just seems a little high for me. A doubling would be super nice of it, but I'm just not sure that that's going to carry the day at the end of the day. I know there's an emphasis on that. There's also an emphasis, or going to be an emphasis, on some mental health funding, which we're looking forward to. And when I visited with John last, he said the tentative date for the release of the budget, which is always subject to change, is Tuesday, March 5th. So we will know more information in the beginning of March. I'd also like to toss a date out in case any of you can join me this day. It is Wednesday, March 13th, and it is a session at Monona Terrace. It's usually been. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but I believe it will be Monona Terrace, and it's called Day at the Capitol. If any of you have participated, I think Steve has participated in that in the past, and Courtney may have too. It's an opportunity for legislators, and it's organized by the Wisconsin Association of School Boards, It's an opportunity to visit with legislators, and usually some joint finance committee members are brought in and they provide a quick briefing, and if we're really lucky, Governor Evers would be there as well to talk about the state budget. So if that's something that you're available, just let Katie know and we will get you scheduled for that. So that's what I know about the state budget. Also, in terms of what we're doing, we will have at the March 11th board meeting the first draft of the 2019-20 staffing report. So it will be your first opportunity to look at it. We don't expect you to approve it that night. We'd come back at the April 8th meeting for your approval. And the staffing task force is meeting one more time. I have a post-it note that I've been trying to give to Katie all day long, and it is still on my desk with potential dates. So staffing task force members, you will get a doodle email tomorrow morning, and if we can get that meeting scheduled, the various dates are before the end of February.
And my thought would be that along with the staffing report that we would get from Brian and the administration team, that there would be a report out from us sharing the information that we learned. So that's one of the things, Troy and Tim, that we're going to have to talk about at our meeting. Okay? Because we got valuable information, we need to be able to transmit that to the rest of the board members in a concise and meaningful way, because it was really good. So that's kind of the plan. Why don't you wander into any questions on the budget? Snow day, right? That was it. All those.
Yeah, actually, I only have one item for superintendent report, and just an opportunity because I know this program is taped and it runs periodically. Just to give an update in terms of where we are with snow days. I think everyone knows we've had 5 already this year, and we still have 4 to 5 weeks of strong winter remaining. We learned that the Department of Public Instruction and/or Governor Evers will not approve a waiver for the cold days. We had a little debate internally in terms of the Dane County superintendents. Some were interested in making a request for all snow days. I personally didn't think that was realistic because we've always had some snow days. I thought it would be an easier ask to make it for the cold weather days, which we really haven't had for several years now. But it looks like that is not going to carry the day. I'll remind some of you, and I know many of you will remember this, there was a day when we had 180 days of instruction. You know, we are down to 176 days of instruction, and you might recall back in I sent you an update that it was the 2017-19, it was actually the 2015-17 budget where the day requirement was removed from state law. We used to have a requirement on days, the 180, and a requirement on minutes. Now it is just a requirement on minutes. The painful part, and everyone loves the first snow day. No one likes snow day 5, 6, or 7 because it impacts us having to make up those days. On the calendar, the day after graduation is Sunday, June 9th. June 10th, 11th, and 12th, that's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Those are typically, we've scheduled 3 snow makeup days. Well, we are already at 5 snow makeup days. So, and our practice has been to make up those days. So right now we're looking at June 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. So it's the week after graduation that we likely will be in session for all of those days. The other thing, we haven't made a communication to parents and/or to staff because the challenging part is to know how many snow days will we have. We still have an opportunity with a professional development day, and it makes me wince to even say that, but April 23rd is a Monday. That's a day that we would have to move that professional development day to either a different day after school, and we could use that as a potential snow day. We don't have it all detailed out yet. We'd like to bring back a report to the board, but I'm putting together an administrative team to work on the various options. Another option is always adding minutes to the day. The challenge of adding minutes to the day when you're making up a full day, that's a significant number of minutes. But I'm going to ask the group to take a look at that and see if that's an option at all. I don't think it's an option for us to go to school on Saturday. No parents and no staff members have ever raised that as a good option, so I'm not going to ask administrators to even explore that as a possibility. So I wish I was giving everyone better news, because everyone likes to know when the end of the school year is, but with this crazy winter weather we've had, it's tough to do. And remember, in a normal year, we establish the final school day about April 15th, which happens to be tax day, and it's a good reminder day. I would be delighted if we were able to make it to spring break without another snow day, but given this winter, I don't think that's likely. So if you have any feedback on snow days or our process for making it up, we should be back to you with a bit of a report, perhaps at the next meeting or the March 11th meeting for sure. And I know you're getting questions. I get questions all the time on it.
I just want to clarify, at one point you indicated that we will be in school the entire week after graduation, but there's some play in that depending on what route we choose, right?
Correct. There's some
Okay.
I think minimally we're in school that week until Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday takes the first three. We're already Thursday, Friday. We have some flexibility with perhaps that April 23rd date, and perhaps some flexibility if we look at making a modest adjustment to minutes on a per day basis.
Okay, and we'll continue to update the board in the next week. We should know with this next barrage coming in.
Yeah, I looked out
Always
till the end of February, and it doesn't look like we have any of the severe cold weather to deal with. Likely just snow and then the challenge of freezing rain.
Anything else on the superintendent's report?
No, I'll limit it to that very important item on everyone's mind tonight.
Then we've got future agenda for our next meeting is February 25th. We've got a couple action items there. We've got two boundary issues. One is a detachment petition from residents over in that area by south of Lake Wabisa, that boundaries the McFarland School District, and so, yeah, that Tower Road. So we've got one there seeking to detach from Oregon, going to McFarland, and then the petition that deals with Swan Creek, we have to deal with by the end of February. So that's on the agenda. Brian and I are putting together some information for you. I know we're getting emails from folks in Swan Creek, and I'll respond to those, and we'll let those folks know that's on our agenda for next meeting, and we'll probably have some more definitive information regarding that within the next week. Okay, so I know you're getting them. Let me bounce them off because I'm vetting with Brian the answers to make sure people get factual information. Okay, if anyone has any questions about that, you can talk to Brian or me about that. And then we were going to have a committee of the whole tonight to talk regarding a couple issues that had been before policy, dealing with our school resource officer and some requests from Chief Ewell. He couldn't make it tonight, or his lieutenant, and they can't make it at the 25th, but they can make it for the first meeting in March. So we've scheduled that meet and confer for that first meeting in March. Not a meet and confer, the committee of the whole, to get information and then to have that on as an agenda item. Okay. And then at the next meeting, we're going to get a 5-year budget plan and some leadership team reports. You've got that for April 15th and the 29th.
Yeah, that's just a reminder
Okay.
that remember last year I think it was May 3rd, May 4th, and then June 12th, we had all the leadership teams right here in the Innovation Center along with the board,
Okay, yeah.
and they made an update off of the work that we were doing, off of their work framed around the 5 Levers book that Jim Rickabaugh has written. So we're planning a repeat of the school leadership teams sharing their progress made so far this year, along with their plans for next year. And that was so warmly received by everyone, and the positive feedback and the opportunity, actually an idea that came from the leadership teams. We'd like to learn from other teams. We don't get an opportunity to visit the other teams, but once we get together, that's a great opportunity to learn from the various teams, and we thought we would repeat that.
Okay, that's just a reminder on the
Correct.
February that we're going to do that in April. Okay, and then we're going to get the equity report and talk about that.
Yes.
Okay, good. Anybody have anything they need on the agenda for either that last meeting in February or first meeting in March? Reminder, we're not going to have the second meeting in March, because that comes about spring break. So we just have one meeting. Okay, that takes us to checkout. Dan, anything? Troy, Courtney, Barb, Tim, Krista?
I have a couple things. One is, I don't know if for people that don't have kids in school, just wanted to give you an update on some of the things with the Youth Sports and Athletic Task Force. You remember there were 3 recommendations. The first was a survey. That survey has gone out, and initial reports, our responses are really coming in well. So we're really happy about that. The survey went to both parents and to students. So once we get those results back, I think that'll come to visioning and have a discussion about that in terms of recommendations from there. The second recommendation was to form a consortium with athletic programs and youth sports organizations, and Mike has shown me the agenda for that first meeting, which was supposed to occur when we had a snow day, and so that was postponed, but that will be happening, and he's got some really good topics and a really good group for that first meeting of that consortium. And then the third recommendation was the Parent Advisory Council, and Tim Erickson is leading that, and he forwarded me the group that's going to help him work on the guidelines for that and the agenda and the materials that they're going to be looking at. So that meeting will be happening in the next couple weeks as well. So pretty excited that those recommendations are moving forward and those meetings are happening, because that's really important stuff. Second thing is Friends of Oregon School District. We had a tour of Oasis today. We went in the afternoon, and really impressive things that they're doing at Oasis. And so they wanted us to actually come back for a morning session to see when more kids are there and see how we can partner with them based on Friends of Oregon School District. So if anyone is interested in joining us for that, let me know.
Great, thanks. And I don't have anything, so we're going to take about 5 minutes and wander over to our conference room and go into closed session. And we will not be returning to open session. So those in the TV audience, good night, including all the administrators who I know are watching us, right? Okay.